Pablo Neruda, born on 12th July 1904, Panal in Chile, died on 23rd September 1973 in Santiago in Chile. Pablo Neruda said, "You can cut all the flowers, but you cannot keep spring from coming." Ricardo Eliezer Neftaliera is Basil Alto, better known by his pet name and later legal name Pablo Neruda, was a Chilean poet, diplomat and politician who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1971. Pablo Neruda said, "You can cut all the flowers, but you cannot keep spring from coming." You can cut all the flowers. You can cut all that you think is right or wrong, but the right keeps coming back. Only the truth will come back. The lie cannot come back. You can cover the truth with whatever material you want. Like the naturopathy, they say, when you get cold, you go to an allopathy doctor. The allopathic doctor will give you a medicine, and then the cold will stop. You get cough. What the allopathy doctor does is, when you get a cold, you cover it up. You cover it up with a cloth, white cloth, and he sends you back home. But then the white cloth also will get dirtied because the dirt was not removed, the lie was not removed, the untruth was not removed, the darkness was not removed. That was. You can cut all the flowers. From your cold, the doctor will give you cough. Again you go to the doctor, and doctor will inject you with medicines and other things, and cough is gone. You get asthma. Again is covering it up. From asthma, again you suppress it up, it becomes cancer and you die. One leads to another. But the basic thing is the lie is not removed. You walk like a dead body, like an untruth person, without realizing the truth. The truth is not what is written in the holy books of Bhagavad Gita, the Purana, the Vedas, the Bible, the Quran. Call it by different names. The truth is your deep, intimate relationship with your nature. That you go deeper and deeper and you see it is opening vast and wide. If you don't go deeper and deeper and it doesn't open vast and wide, if you go deep, only if you have a deep, intimate relationship with that nature, the nature will open itself. To have the deep, intimate relationship with nature, you have to be with the nature. You have to be with the wife. You have to be with the family. And automatically you can see the manure is building it up. That is, we call it the warming up exercise, to loosen up all parts of the body, a little bit of heat. Then the stretching exercise. You have to stretch as much as possible. That truth have to be formed on you. Then nobody can stop it. You can suppress, your people can suppress, they can keep cutting out the flowers. But the truth keeps coming back. Truth is asking, it is coming back in another form like cough and asking you, I want the truth, means there is a dirt inside. I'm crying, I'm knocking the door. Please clean up. Please clean. The pipelines are getting blocked. Please clean. How do you clean up the pipelines? You have to take fruits before your meals, every meal. When you take fruits before every meal, fruits will digest in 5 minutes. Meals will take around 4 hours to digest. So that indigestion stops. Many of the people have been taught to take fruits after the meals, and that creates indigestion. Then there is money for the hospitals. Doctors will never teach you that one. And then you do not, when you take butter and you take cheese and you take oily food, you should not take cold coke and other things. It becomes fatty, and then the pipelines are blocked. You should take hot water, and you should be outside as much as possible in sunlight. As much as possible, you do not on the fan or the AC. as much as possible, open all the windows, and then the body is healthy. You cleanse the internal parts, and then we in India, we do the fasting. Yes, every child knows what is fasting. But nowadays the fasting has been included or injected the poison called, you can take snacks and tea and juice. No. Fasting is not juice and other thing. Fasting is like the vehicle in the workshop. Once it's stopped, allow the nature to clean it up. You have to only take distilled water. Whether you take it for 1 day or 2 days, only distilled water. Then you understand how much the body needs rest. And in that rest period, the mind will open also for a particular truth. You don't have to go to the doctor to take medicines to improve your concentration, memory power, nothing. That fasting is very, very important. Somebody came and poisoned the people about fasting, telling you can take snacks. No. Fasting is only on distilled water. Yes. And then we have a Mauna Vrita. Everybody practices silence, Mauna Vrita. Yes. That is where, how much ever they can cut the flowers. In your Mauna Vrita, the truth keeps coming, the spring keeps coming. You cannot keep the spring from coming. You cannot keep the truth from coming back to you. Pablo Neruda said, you can cut all the flowers, but you cannot keep spring from coming. Neruda became known as a poet when he was 13 years old and wrote in a variety of styles, including surrealist poems, historical epics, overtly political manifestos, a prose autobiography, and passionate love poems, such as the ones in his collection 20 Love Poems and a Song of Despair, 1924. Mother Teresa said, what you spend years building may be destroyed overnight. Build it anyway. That is your strength. It will keep destroy. So what? But your strength, your truth is you keep building. And you keep building, you penetrate deeper. You can see the vast ocean opening. Your wife's heart opens. Everything opens for you to vast truth. You never went to the truth. When you are not in deep, intimate relationship, when you do not continue to build it up, that means whatever you spend building may be destroyed overnight. Then if you go to a pain, you feel sad, then you are a rapist. You are raping that particular subject. But if you are in deep, intimate relationship with your wife, the nature, it keeps on opening to world and you keep on building again and again to look to microscope. I was an example. I was destroyed wherever I build up. I build up things in Trivandrum. I build up things in Hyderabad. I build up things in Pondicherry. I build up things in Bangalore city. And it was all destroyed. I kept on building. And now you see a different world has come through. I did not stop. You should not stop to see. When it doesn't open, that means you were not in deep intimacy. When it opens up, you see the truth, you see the divine, you see the God. Neruda occupied many diplomatic positions in various countries during his lifetime and served a term as a senator for the Chilean Communist Party. When President Gabriel González Videla outlawed communism in Chile in 1948, a warrant was issued for Neruda's arrest. Friends hid him for months in the basement of a house in the port city of Valparaiso. Neruda escaped through a mountain pass near Maihue Lake into the Argentina. Years later, Neruda was a close advisor of Chile's socialist president Salvador Allende. When Neruda returned to Chile after his Nobel Prize acceptance speech, Allende invited him to read at the Estadio Nacional before 70,000 people. Neruda was hospitalized with cancer in September 1973 at the time of the coup d'etat led by Augusto Pinochet. that overthrew Allende's government but returned home after a few days when he suspected a doctor injecting him with an unknown substance for the purpose of murdering him on Pinochet's orders. Neruda died in his house in Isla Negra on 23rd September 1970, just hours after leaving the hospital, although it was long reported that he died of heart failure. The Interior Ministry of the Chilean government issued a statement in 2015 acknowledging ministry document indicating the government's official position that it was clearly possible and highly likely Neruda was killed as a result of the intervention of third parties. However, an international forensic test conducted in 2013 rejected allegations that he was poisoned and concluded that he was suffering from prostate cancer. Pinochet, backed by elements of the armed forces, denied permission for Neruda's funeral to be made a public event, but thousands of grieving Chileans disobeyed the curfew and crowded the streets. Pablo Neruda said, "You can cut all the flowers, but you cannot keep spring from coming." Neruda, often considered the national poet of Chile, and his works have been popular and influential worldwide. The Colombian novelist Gabriel Garcia Marquez once called him the greatest poet of the 20th century, any language, and this critic Harold Bloom included Neruda as one of the writers central to the Western tradition in his book The Western Canon. Pablo Neruda said, "You can cut all the flowers, but you cannot keep spring from coming. You can cut all the relationships, but you cannot keep your foundation from coming back to you, the truth from coming back to you, the God from coming back to you." That is only possible when you melt with nature to see the truth. The moment you don't melt with nature, it keeps cutting and you go into a very bad fever. Pablo Neruda said, "You can cut all the flowers, but cannot keep spring from coming." This is my 188th short love poem to you.